On the morning of June 17th, 2017, a very strange, nearly unbelievable event occurred in the 7th Fleet in Asia. A $2 billion Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, outfitted with state-of-the-art sonar and tracking technology, was allegedly rammed by a large, slow-moving cargo vessel. Accidentally. Giant air quotes, asterisk. Now, it had been 6, 7 months since Barack Obama had left office, and talk radio was running out of things to complain about. So they immediately grabbed this and blamed the quote-unquote Obama Navy. A group of people that had venerated our military for so long had absolutely no problem throwing this entire crew under the bus, even though this entire crew, now it has been proven, acted heroically, above and beyond the call of duty, saving the ship from sinking. We know that now. But something else has occurred. The U.S. Navy has now quietly admitted that a lot of the speculation that this channel engaged in during that time is true. It wasn't just idle speculation. It was research-based. There is a silent underwater war going on in Asia, aimed at the United States specifically. They're using very high-tech, very advanced underwater drones and mines. Mines that have the ability to lay on the seafloor undetected, and as ships pass above, they can detect the signature of specific ships, activate themselves, move to the surface, and detonate. And we don't have an answer for it. You see, because the Fitzgerald was a strange situation in the fact that they had to come out with a press conference right away where the information they had was limited and wrong. And they had to go back and recorrect it over and over again. The damage below the waterline to the Fitzgerald was the most catastrophic part of this alleged collision. And strangely enough, we never got to see it. Everybody's familiar with the images here on the left of the part where allegedly the bow hit here, but there was this talk of this bulbous bow, this wave breaker that had penetrated below the hull. Well, when they brought it to dry dock and they drained out the water, and this is from the McCain here, lo and behold, they said, oh yeah, oh by the way, didn't we tell you? Yeah, you see, before we drained the water out, we sent down secret underwater welding teams to patch the damage so nobody could see it. So nobody could tell whether it was actually a puncture or an explosion or what it was. If there was scarring, and when you look really close, it looks like there is explosion scarring, not just penetration from a wave breaker. Missile-like object found in Indonesian waters is a Chinese underwater drone, says defense analyst. 10 January 2021. This is the third one the Indonesians have found in the region. And they have the ability to do a great many things. They can track, they can report, they can be suicide bombers, they can be anything. And this is all over the drive. This is a big deal. These are the 3 locations right here where they have found these drones. Right here is where the issue happened with the McCain. The issue with the Fitzgerald was up off Japan. This article, 9 November 2019, will drone swarms render the submarine obsolete? I say yeah. The manned submarine, absolutely. Because now they can put these things down underwater, and they can deploy them and forget them. They're not manned, So a lot of the challenges of putting a submarine to sea are gone. And they can put 20, 30, 100, 200, and they can use regular cargo vessels as the command ships on the surface, transmitting directions. And then when you add in the sea mines, that they have the technology that can just lay there undetected, they can create huge minefields all across Asia that are only dangerous to the shipping they say they should be dangerous to. And they talk about that in these articles. And when you look at the U.S. Navy's focus over the last 3 to 4 years, it's all been shallow water. It's all been littoral. That's what big long word for shallow water. There's no way to stop this. And when you look at this in the context of the Fitzgerald, it makes perfect sense. People forget what else was going on during that time. And this is an article from nationalinterest.org. Let me see if I can get the date here. 9 March 2020, could armed swarms, really wipe out all submarines? Swarms of cheap drones, both above and below water, unmanned underwater vehicles or UUVs, may pose the biggest and most proximate threat to submarines. They could be deployed by seemingly non-military commercial shipping, such as watercraft used by China's vast maritime militias. This could make it virtually impossible to tell which ships are deploying and controlling the drones. Think of a flotilla of 20 low-cost Chinese trawlers, all peacefully quote-unquote catching fish, but actually acting as motherships for 200 low-cost mass-produced mini UUVs. This flotilla could be assisted by the fixed seabed and tethered anti-submarine sonar sensors China is already stringing across East Asian nations. The possibilities are endless. And to make an analogy, there were these, I'm trying to remember what they were called in one of the Star Wars movies. They had these swarms of little drones that were chasing a vehicle, Anakin Skywalker's ship. It was like a futuristic version of a car, basically. And these little mosquito-like drones were everywhere. And they could move faster, and they could change direction quicker, and they could literally land on. I mean, it's exactly what we were alleging with the Fitzgerald. It is exactly what we were saying, is that the ship was attacked. There's no way, it is completely beyond the realm of reality to say that that crew could not have avoided that cargo vessel. See, the original story is that everybody was asleep, nobody paying attention. Then finally somebody looked out the window and go, oh no, there's a big ship. And oh, we can't turn in time. And oh no, now we're hit. Well, the report, months later, when nobody was paying attention, showed that the two ships were aware of each other's course, aware that they could possibly be on a collision course for almost 30 minutes prior. 30 minutes. Not 30 seconds, 30 minutes. And then when we, of course, outed the transponder issues, meaning that the ACX crystal, this little fake path right here that they showed, was all based on a Class B transponder, not a Class A that would have been aboard a giant seagoing soulless class vessel like the Fitz. We outed this. We outed this entire story as fake. And then it was only a matter of, 2 months later that we had the same issue with the McCain. They proved their point. They proved what they could do. and what they had the ability to do at will. And in one of these articles, I believe it was, hold on, I think it was this one. They talk about how one of the drawbacks of the smaller drones is that they only have the ability to maybe deliver a 20-pound warhead as opposed to like a 500-pound or 600-pound warhead that's usually in a torpedo. But that's all you would need to do to throw them off mission. Here it is. But small drones also have big limitations. They can't carry much fuel or weaponry. That limits their range and speed, meaning they will likely require some sort of long-endurance mothership. We've talked about that, like a cargo vessel. Furthermore, in an offensive role, the payload limitation of small drones means they couldn't carry a large explosive with good odds of crippling a sub. Now here they're talking about a sub, but a destroyer on the surface that can sink? A Mark 48 heavyweight torpedo has a 650-pound warhead. By comparison, a swarming drone may be limited to 20 pounds or less per drone. If you have 100 drones, oh yeah, absolutely you'll take out a submarine, no problem. You can at least take them out of the fight. Or distract the crew to the point, sorry about all these ads, guys. Maintaining underwater communications links is also difficult through the dense medium of water. Though autonomous drones can bypass this problem, it doesn't obviate the need for a surveillance system to transmit back useful data. Now, who also remembers this new laser technology that we've been talking about? The one that can transmit at different wavelengths. Basically, they're no longer slaved through laser communications to space-time and the limits of it. The space-time wave packets. Down in the first pinned comment, I'll give you all of these links. And you can read this for yourself. And for all of you that thought it was funny, thought it was, oh, Obama Navy, let's just blame the sad sack sailors. Guess what? It's real. It was real then. It's real now. See, they can write articles about it now, which means it was more than likely operational 5 years ago. In this case, 4 years ago. In a testing phase. Also, what people forget is the geographic situation at the time. Geopolitical probably is a better word. North Korea was launching missile after missile after missile at that time. Exploding underwater, underground nuclear weapons. We had the missile, fake missile, nuclear incoming missile at Hawaii at this time. And I'll leave with this. There has never been a collision ever in the history of the U.S. Navy that has had such a damaging effect that it locked one of the propellers. Never has there been a collision, other than the Fitzgerald, where it locked. The damage was so great that it locked one of the props. There was, however, the USS Princeton. The USS Princeton did receive damage that locked one of their propellers from a mine. From a mine. And that's what they allege with the Fitz, is that it had one prop down. That this crew was able to rise to the occasion and save this ship from a dead sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning. But then you also want to tar and feather them like Obama Navy and untrained and lazy and all this other garbage. People couldn't even see their own hypocrisy at the time. Also, strange thing, the Navy knew. The Navy knew because the guy who was in charge of the ship, the captain, Bryce Benson, had just been transferred there 30 days earlier. His previous assignment? The MCM-5, the Guardian, a minesweeper. So why would you take the captain of a minesweeper and promote him to the captain of an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer? The previous captain was decorated. Fantastic officer. They knew. They knew what was coming. They couldn't avoid it, but they tried. And I'll leave it there. Like I said, all of the information, all of the links, all the articles, everything I'll put down in the first pinned comment. And you can look through those for yourself and make up your own mind. But this is very real, and this is what's coming. There's not going to have to be a surface shooting war. It'll be below the surface. And they will be able to disable whatever boat, whatever ship they want to at any time in Asia. Like, share, subscribe.